What is up, Honey Badger Nation? This is John Kitchens and Mel, and welcome to episode 132 of Exp Mentors Live. I'm super excited for today's episode. We've got eXp's 2020 Mentor of the Year, Beth Silverman, on with us, and we're going to talk about the mentor program and why everybody needs to take part in, helping our new agents build their roadmap to success. Beth, say hello to the Honey Badger Nation.
What's up, Honey Badger Nation? I know Team GoGo, we're streaming to you guys too. What's up? Love you guys.
Man, I know we were pushing to have this conversation. You're like, pump the brakes. We got some stuff we want to roll out. So let's let this kind of get to that point, and then we'll jump in and have an amazing conversation. So first off, what does 2020 Mentor of the Year mean?
Well, it means that 2019 there was a lot of trial and error. That's what it means. I think it and 2021 is my year of surrender, by the way, if you want any idea of the direction we're moving. But I saw a big deficit within the program. I saw kind of a gaping hole within the program, and I was very vocal about it. I wrote what was later dubbed as the morning manifestos. These were emails and workplace chats at great length to the mentor program with my concerns as well as my commitment to uplifting the program as a whole. And that's kind of led us to where we are today. I'll back it all the way up. And I know there's a bunch of people out here who don't even know who I am. So I'm going to just start from the very beginning. There you go.
Let's go.
So I'm from New York, so I talk really fast, and I'm going to try to keep this as PG as possible. Thank God we are in Honey Badger Nation, and I know it's okay. But truly, so I started my career in New York with a developer, and then I was in Maryland. I was an REO agent for a few years, and for 7 years, I was with an indie brokerage. So 100% model, flat fee, no formal training. Of course, I was a smart cat. I knew what I was doing, but you don't know what you don't know. And I moved the business to sunny St. Pete. We are gearing up for the Super Bowl on Sunday. Just a quick aside, if it was Brady with the Patriots, I would want the Chiefs. But Brady with the Bucks is a testament to this guy's leadership and his ability to make those around him rise. And that kind of speaks to what we're talking about today. So my city is alive and well. Sunday is going to be really exciting. But so I moved the business to Florida, and I don't know, I was thinking I'd be able to recreate what I had in Maryland, lickety split. And that wasn't the case. And for me, being in that 100% structure, real estate was like a solo act. It was very isolating. And when I joined EXP, I am a definition of becoming a product of the product. I immersed myself so deeply into our culture, our core values, and I took full advantage of what it meant to partner. And I really capitalized on every opportunity to ask for help from all of our partners all across the company. And immediately it translated into exponential success. My first 6 weeks with the company, it was like I was on a rocket ship that just took off. So I started it was my first 6 weeks with this company. Somebody should write a book about it. It was just absolutely amazing. And I started watching all of you guys. And I was really inspired by how freely everyone, especially in this group, gives of themselves. And I started to think, how can I add value? Like, where is my place? Let's be honest, at EXP, you either need to be an icon or an influencer to gain recognition. And I had missed icon by 3 deals my first year. And I had a limiting belief that I couldn't be a good attractor if I had not reached a specific level of production.
Yeah, you're not alone, right? Yeah,
that's the sound of my ego.
Yeah,
exploding.
It is. A lot of people fall into that trap. So I'm glad, being able to share that, there's a lot of folks out there listening. They're not alone. Right.
Well, and the thing is, as soon as you get over it, you realize that because really that's about me. That was my ego. And sharing our opportunity has nothing to do with me and everything to do with what can I do to help you.
Right.
So I got over that really, really quickly. And so I'm moving through 2019. I'm a mentor. I've got all these mentees and I'm thinking this is going to help me strategically build my downline and I'm going to add value. Only, there was no mentor handbook. There was no best practices. There was very little mentor collaboration, communication between mentors, program staff, mentees. And I want people to think about the challenge of being an EXP certified mentor versus a team lead. Because picture you're in my shoes and I get an agent who is not in my downline, not in our revenue share group. And, so a little known fact about me, I was a prodigy musician my whole life. I went to a performing arts high school. I went to one of the top music schools in the world. So I've been coached my entire life. And when we coach on a high level, athletes, business people, it's a much different vibe than when you're handed a crew of little Bambis with their legs shaking because they just got a real estate license. And then they're like, here, help me start a career. And so COVID hit. And my business took a big hit because I specialize in income properties, mostly the STVR Airbnb market. And we're shut down, we're grounded. And John and Albie and Jay, you guys dug in and you were like, put your foot on the gas, double down on your energy. Everything you do now is going to determine how you come out of this. And by default, you guys became the 5 people, you guys, Curtis Dixon and Gogo, the 5 people I surrounded myself with most during quarantine because I played every single episode of every single thing you all have ever done every day of my life. And it really, it made an effect, a long lasting effect on my business. So here I am again, wanting to emulate you guys and lead with value. And Curtis Dixon, who's our SVP of Agent Services, Curtis had been listening to my voice about the mentor program since 2019. And he said he saw that an EXP recognized that I was committed to uplifting this program. And he said, all right, Silverman, we're going to give you 5 classes in EXP world. So they gave me this series called the Mentor the Mentor. So once a week, I was going to teach in EXP world. And I can't believe these people trusted me. I think the brokerage was so busy with launching the Excel series, the whole hashtag we're built for this, making virtual shareholders, that I think they were like, all right, this girl, we don't even know if she's a good mentor, but she wants to step up. Let's do it. So they gave me 5 classes. 27 classes later, we realized we were onto something and we had a lot of work to do. But I had spent the better portion of 27 weeks. This is what leads you to become a 2020 Mentor of the Year. 27 weeks, and we were just barely scratching the surface. I was committed to not only teaching this class, but I spent hours of my time on the phone, on workplace chat with mentors, mentees, and state leadership teams. And I was very intentional about staying away from the negativity that surrounded the program.
Sure.
I was very intentional on identifying champion mentors. Shout out Mike Collier, the Sotos, Rebecca and Josue. We've got a lot of great EXP certified mentors within our group. And I was so lucky because when I identified who those champions were, because I couldn't do this alone, I knew that I stood a fighting chance because they had as much dedication and drive to uplifting this program as I did. I did it with a big sense of duty and love, which is really what makes an exceptional mentor. So that's kind of what has led us here to today. And I definitely want to talk about a bunch of things, like what are the roles of the EXP mentor? Sure. We'll talk about the operational stuff. But truly, if you guys are out here listening and you're thinking, all right, this doesn't really apply to me. Like, I'm not a mentor, I'm not a mentee. I need everybody to stop and pay attention because this is really geared towards sponsors. This is geared towards how are we recruiting responsibly and making sure that we are putting out the right information. Yeah, I talked about this yesterday briefly with Angela Fazio when we were on our Power Women Mastermind. So we talk about agent attraction, right? And we talk about, and I hate the word script because that sounds so contrived. But we talk about, I listen to you, you tell me your pain points, and we can show you how partnership can help you with whatever you need, doubling your business, financial freedom, getting your time back, right? This is what we are taught to do. Well, how much of that is important to a new or green agent, right? A new or green agent needs connection, education and training, support, and guidance. So what I really want to get out of today is to reframe the way we are explaining the opportunity to our new and green agents for what is important to them, but also with the responsibility and the duty of driving our brokerage forward in the right direction. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I definitely, see the value. I think, kind of talking through this conversation, I know we're going to point out where sponsors have, I don't know if faith is the right word, belief that they're, if they are aligning with somebody, with a mentor, that they know that there's a proven path. They know that things are going to be done. They know that things are going to be taken care of. I just have had, conversations with mentors that, let's face it, right? Compensation drives behavior. And so if the mentor doesn't see the compensation is worth, the effort, then, that kind of is a disservice. So I just want to make sure we we can go down a lot of paths, but I just want to make sure we see both sides of the fence.
Oh yeah.
Dive into it.
Let me tell you something, because I'm going to kick this super transparent. Compensation is why I started this, you guys. I was selfish. I was pissed off that we were getting 10% as a mentor. I came from a brokerage model where mentors got 30% for 3 deals. There were others that got 20% for 5 deals. And what people don't understand is if you're not in my downline and you're not in my revenue share organization and you're coming to me and you might be a dual career agent, like a full-time, you got an 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. job and you need me on nights and weekends. And you might be under my tutelage for 8, 9, 10, 12, 16 months. And I'm averaging making $400 when you close a deal. And I'm losing my time, my production, where is the value in that? And trust me. And so I was pissed. So this is why this all started. Amazing how something that started so selfishly ended so selflessly. So I took a look around me in 2019, you guys, and I quickly realized, oh, well, no shit, they're only paying us 10% because mentors suck. Like, and the thing is, I don't want to spiral too much, but I will give you just an example of some numbers. So this is pre-COVID 2019. We had 1,500 mentors and we had 5,500 mentees. And of those 1,500 mentors, only 8 of us had graduated more than 3 mentees. Let's take that in for a second.
Wow.
We use LMS, learning management software. If you've taken Express offers, you're familiar with it. It's called MindFlash. MindFlash is the system that mentees have these 10 modules that they have to take as part of their graduation. In 2019, only 2% of mentors had actually went through the modules. Now, granted, the mentors aren't taking the modules, but this is what you are teaching to. This is before we had Fast Start. So imagine only 2% of the mentors had even opened the system that we're supposed to be teaching on.
Right.
To give you an idea of what I was coming into when I said
100%.
This program needs to be uplifted. And there were back end issues as well of tracking, reporting, support staff, not having enough mentors, not having the support of our state broker teams. So when I say this was a huge challenge that I took on, it started about money and then it ended completely in duty and in service. And I'm going to talk about compensation as we get into what's going on in 2021. But I think that I keep going back to this theory of being a product of the product, okay? Because I didn't have anything like this in my entire career. So I am living proof that if you dial in to EXP University, to everything that we offer, to your revenue share organization, and then you consistently take action, I am living proof. I tripled my business by the millions. Like everything has been going great for me. And so I am such a product of the product that I speak regularly about EXP. And I'm often surprised that when in our large rev share organizations, that a lot of people are not up to speed, if I may, on all of the things that are happening in EXP. And so this is kind of where I want to challenge everybody today. I know what my sense of duty is. My sense of duty is because this company has gifted me so much, as it has all of you, that we have a responsibility to give back. The number of new agents joining EXP has doubled. Right now, there are 12,000 people in the mentor program, 9,000 rolling mentees, and only 3,000 mentors, 1,500 of which aren't worth shit, or they're on hold, or they are overworked. So I want you to understand what we're up against. So it is not enough to recruit a new agent and dump them into the hands of a mentor. We have a responsibility to understand the community component and make sure that new agents dial in and feel connected. And if we don't kind of get on board with this theory, our company as a whole is going to suffer.
Sure.
It's going to suffer. So I mean, 100%. And people say, well, Beth, how do I frame it? You know, how do I frame the opportunity? Well, first of all, like it starts by knowing how to explain everything at EXP. I hear people, just like we say, you know, people word vomit all the time about their rev share and their equity. And then they say, oh, we have 50 plus hours of training, but they know nothing about it. So let's talk about some of these things at EXP that I feel this is not just about new and green agents. I think this is going to benefit a lot of you guys.
Great. This is educational. Everybody needs to understand what's really available, because it's more than what anybody even truly understands. Very, very few understand it.
Absolutely. And here's the deal. Like this whole financial alignment, it only works if everyone succeeds. Right? We're growing. I feel like new agents, I look at it like the environment. Like we can't put this off for another generation to figure it out. We need to figure this out right now while we're growing at 1,000 agents a week. So I want to talk about some things that I hope will maybe inspire some of you guys to dial a little bit more into our amazing company. So I am hung up and hellbent on this theory. And when I say I'm hellbent on it, I don't talk about things. I am about things. Like if you think I've gone to Curtis already with this, who's gone to Jason Guessing. Like I feel that EXP should mandate what I call, now it's not going to be called what I want it to be called, but I want it to be called an EXP informant. I believe EXP is going to call it an ambassador. However, what I mean by this is if you have a standard or mega team, or if you have a revenue share organization that is 25 or larger, you must, now remember, this is not mandated yet. This is just Beth Silverman talking. You must designate one person in your group to be what I call the EXP informant. And that person is responsible for attending state and leadership meetings. They are familiar with the class calendar, the Fast Start series, the Mentor series, the Icon series, the Excel series, the coaching marketplace, the self-help library, the knowledge-based docs. Someone who's familiar with our preferred partners such as Silverline Title and IntroLend and Build-A-Sign. These are things that new and green agents need. They need to build their tribe. Why are we not helping them build their tribe within our world? Someone who understands that EXP is committed to diversity and inclusivity and can speak to all of the EXP recognized groups such as Black EXP Network, One, Pride, EXP Latino, Asian Pacific Islander Network, South Asian Network, the Young Professionals Network, the Senior Network, the Veterans Network. These are EXP approved groups. I hosted a panel with all of the leaders from these groups. If you are looking for more arsenal to add to your attractional tool belt, I invite you to watch the recording in Workplace on EXP. It's in the university library. We have a a duty. We have to commit right here, right now, that we're not doing this because of rev share. We're doing this because we are shareholders. When you bring someone or speak about this opportunity and they come in and they are looking for their tribe, I want you to say, welcome, we got you. Here we are. I want everyone to realize, do you know that only 20% of our company uses Workplace? 20%. I think we're almost actually up at, yeah, you guys, let me tell you something. You guys are dumb. No, you're not dumb. But let me tell you something. If you're a newer green agent, do you know there's 5 referral groups in Workplace? 5. Do you know that right now in Q1, I have 10 EXP referrals totaling like 2 million? If you're a newer, and okay, I'm lucky because I have been able to use my mentor platform that people recognize me. EXP has given me that ability to become a leader, to have that visibility. But if you're a newer green agent or you're struggling to cap, you belong, if you're not out working the streets, you belong in EXP world, in the Icon series. You belong in Workplace, getting the ideas, following the people who you want to emulate.
It's the fastest way to get a question. I mean, like, there's so much in there. Like, if you think you have a question, like, here's the thing. If you ask me a question about EXP, I can go find in Workplace in less than 2 minutes. It's like, you're just not being resourceful enough. That's one of the most powerful tools that we have, is that you can go right there. And like, I love the org chart. Like, I use that. Like, maybe I shouldn't use it the way I use it, but I love it. And it's just because, I mean, this company, everything is so accessible to you. You just have to use one of the most powerful tools that we have.
Yeah. And for me, it's like, so I reach like across party lines at all times. So I obviously know how lucky I am, and we are. What's so cool about our group is that so many of us are not connected by 7 levels, yet we are all under this honey badger nation, which is so mind blowing. And we all so freely give of ourselves. But I go all across party lines because as a mentor, that's kind of my job, to get with state leadership teams. And so some of the biggest people, Pat Hayes, Kyle Handy, they've just had such an impact on my life. And I feel like people need to know that everyone at this company is willing to help if you ask the right questions and, commit to not wasting anyone's time 100%. And then taking action. So I do want to talk a little bit about, EXP mentors, mentees. I want to talk about the program, and I want to make sure everyone's explaining it the right way when you are attracting. Also, I'm going to put a little disclaimer, an EXP disclaimer. It was actually written down for me. Not kidding. I swear to God.
Wait,
it's on here somewhere.
Find it.
It's on here somewhere, but it's actually kind of funny. But basically, the disclaimer is, until EXP officially announces any changes that I speak about, please note that the following are merely ideas in the works. Until any official announcement comes down the pipeline, we should not be using this information to attract or make promises we cannot deliver on.
There you go.
Okay.
Disclaimer is out there.
The disclaimer is out there. So let's talk about who needs to be in the mentor program and how we're explaining it. And let's also talk about some of the 2021 changes to the program.
Yeah, I just want everybody to know too, Beth, that you've got like 3 or 4 resources that we'll throw into this conversation. I know we're live in Team GoGo, and we're live obviously in the Honey Badger Nation and with our Fast Forward Movement rock stars. So we'll throw all of these links in each of the groups so that you guys have that to be able to reference back to.
Oh, yeah. Because the thing is, the 27 weeks of me teaching in EXP World, it kind of started at virtual shareholders and it ended at virtual EXP Con. And everything we did was documented. It was like the whole program committed to growing together.
What was the biggest during that 27 week? I mean, I know you learned a ton. What was the kind of like was there an overarching theme? Was there one big key takeaway from that time?
Yeah. Expectation and accountability. So the role of the mentor and the mentee during the discovery call, setting the expectations together, and then accountability for not only the mentor holding themselves accountable and the mentee. I think there's a lot of pressure from people in the organization who they think that mentors are just coaches. Like, mentors are one vessel of connection on the path, on that roadmap to success. Sure. It involves a Connect concierge. It involves the state leadership team. A lot of people don't know that state leadership teams have weekly contract training. every single state, once a week, has weekly contract training. So imagine you have a new agent, and like for me, that's mandatory. I'm a tough mentor. Ask anyone who I've ever mentored. If they're not attending their contract training class and then they're coming to me to write a deal at 9:00 at night and they've never attended a class, they know we've got problems.
Right.
So accountability, expectation, and discovery was a big thing.
Gotcha. So I think this might be helpful, and just, you may have mentioned it a little bit or are going to get into it, but what are the clear roles and responsibilities, and how do you measure success for a mentor?
Okay. So the roles of an EXP certified mentor are to be an expert, a visionary, an advisor, and a role model. So let's break them down.
Cool.
The expert is the most important part. So as an expert in all things real estate, you are going to guide a mentee through all aspects of their first 3 real estate deals. And you're going to utilize role play, shadowing where you can. COVID changed a lot of shadowing for us. But again, role play, video group chats, one-on-ones, teaching them the art of the negotiation. And you know that you are an expert when you understand how to leverage EXP University training, your state broker team. The expert has to be familiar with navigating the company so that the EXP mentee gets the most out of their experience while they're building that new business. So you've got to be an expert on all of the resources. So all of those things that I just kind of spatted off earlier for attraction, if you're an EXP mentor, you need to be aware of all of the resources, from Connect Concierge to how to get in touch with, payment processing. You have to just be that expert. So as far as being a mentor and the expert, there are requirements. You have had to close, and every state broker has a final say, and the requirements are going to get tougher this year. But it's a minimum of 8 deals in the last 12 months in that state. And we can go over like all the things that are in the application.
Yeah, no. I think that's good. I mean, we don't have to get down into the weeds with it, but I think, just kind of a range of roles and responsibilities, where it starts, where it stops, and then, how EXP is measuring success in that agreement.
Yeah. So as a visionary, it is your job to position the mentee to seek answers. So, and this is what you're going to do through that discovery call. You're going to find out their purpose, their why, really help them seek creative solutions and connect them to the support and resources that they need. As an advisor, you are going to set expectations, accountability. And so it's the role of a mentor to hold the mentee accountable to attend 50% of all their state and leadership meetings. They have to get through the 10 Mind Flash modules. They also have to take the 14 Fast Start classes and then close 3 deals before they can be graduated from the program. And a role model is listen, you have to act with integrity, be ethical, help them develop good habits, set up guidelines so that we can raise our industry standards. We all know that realtor communication from realtor to realtor is not always the nicest. And we want to raise a generation of realtors who understand that collaboration is key. Yeah. So that's really the 4 key goals of an EXP certified mentor. A lot of sponsors think that a mentor is a coach. And they're very different roles, even though they have some overlap. It's very different. And so this is really where it takes a village. And I want you guys to think for a minute about what happens when someone just clicks the join EXP button and joins without a sponsor. And what has that done to us kind of these past 2 years? And how are we now looking to overcome that? So I will tell you that 2021, and this is something that I believe in wholeheartedly. For those of you guys who are on the pirate ship with Dave Kennord, I'm sure you have heard about this. But to solidify growth, it takes a sponsor and a rev share organization. It takes people consistently helping you achieve success, whatever success looks like for that mentee. Yep. So if a mentee comes into the brokerage without a named sponsor, I can't confirm or deny if this is going to happen, but they are going to become their mentor's sponsee. Does that make sense?
It does. Wow.
And this is something that benefits the mentor, the 100%. Mentee, and the brokerage at large. I don't think there's anyone that can argue this. And I remember when Curtis told me about this, and I remember saying to him,
it's huge.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I said, do you think that's enough? Because I didn't. I said, because I know the work that goes into being a good mentor. And I also know there are terrible mentors out there too.
Sure.
And so we're going to work on that. So how do we weed out the great mentors and the terrible mentors? So after EXPCon, we rolled the program back in the shop, right? We had to reconfigure some things and pull it back out to roll it out. So 2021 goals, we're going to be revamping our structure. We're adding more partnership on the state leader level, and we're going to rebuild the brand promise. And that is starting.
So what's the state leader level? What's that vision? What does that look like from the
Everything starts and ends with the state broker. Like, your state broker is going to be the end all be all of who can become a mentor.
What's the measurement of success for a state broker?
Making sure that first of all, the reason we have the whole mentor program is legal. By the way, it's legal. We're never going to do away with it because we need to have it in specific states. It's a lot of legal stuff. Sure. And so each state broker is different. Like, I am very lucky. I am in Florida. Everyone knows Texas, Florida. There are big states in EXP where we are driving the company forward. And so we are going to be using those key states as testing states to launch some very specific training initiatives this year. We got to see how it works in the states that have the bigger leadership teams, a lot of support first. But I know that Florida is a state where the leadership is absolutely engaged in a new and green agent, as well as in the mentor process. So there's a lot of dual agent states. So if you're a mentor in North Carolina and you are a huge powerhouse there, and then you open your business in Florida, because EXP makes it easy to do that. If you have not closed any deals in Florida, you cannot mentor in the state of Florida until you meet the deal requirement. Gotcha. And right. So the state broker has a lot of decision-making power in anyone who may be exempt. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. And people who may be graduating early, pairing mentors outside of your MLS region. But the state leadership teams are going to start to play a much bigger role. And again, we didn't even have contract training weekly in every state before 2019. This is a new thing. And because I was fighting for this, because I kept saying, like, I don't understand. Contracts need to be learned right away. Like, you have to start studying contracts right away while you're building your brand, while you're understanding how to lead gen, learning KV core, going after business. Contract training is one of the most important things that a realtor can have. And as well as CMA training. And this was lacking in every state across the board. So every single state right now has once a week, they have training. In Florida, like, they have 4 different trainings every Thursday, and they're all recorded. So if you were unaware of that, please check in with your state leadership team. There are some states that are just smaller than the others, but that's not going to be for long. We're growing so fast, and we're going to be adding so much leadership. So yeah, I'm thrilled, because I come from a state where the leadership is such a good partner that I can't wait for every state and every mentor to experience what I have in Florida with my incredible broker, Mr. Andy Schock. He's the best. So new mentor certification is rolling out, and I am most excited about that, because there's a lot of mentors waiting in the wings. And now, instead of just going to a 1-hour class in EXP world, you are going to be on MindFlash. You're going to actually have to become a mentor on MindFlash. So then you're already going to be in the software that your mentees are going to have to use. Yep. So the framework is out. We did just start rolling it out to new mentors. We know the importance of getting new mentors certified right now, because the new mentors, there's just tougher guidelines, tougher standards. As you guys all know, we have an icon vetting committee. When you become an icon, one of your cultural requirements could be to join this icon vetting committee. Well, there's an overage of icon vetters. So guess what, y'all? The icons are going to start to vet the mentors.
That's awesome.
I can't wait for that. So this recertification for existing mentors is something that I know I'm excited for, and so is the program. It is not going to happen until Q3 or Q4. And the reason is because we've got to get these new mentors certified. We're finding that the new mentors are charging forward so fast that we're able to measure this, because the rolling number of mentees is not growing. Our goal is to keep that rolling number of mentees between 7,000 and 9,000. We've got to be graduating them through the program, quickly and efficiently. But so the recertification is going to come Q3, Q4, and we know that that's going to help us drop off that residual dead weight in mentors that we need to kind of get out. We've got improved reporting and tracking coming, and I know that's a back end thing people don't understand, but we wasted so much time in 2019 and 2020 on support ticket items and so like when we talk about going from operational to visionary, you've got to get out of just being a support staff. You've got to empower everyone to seek answers and connect with one another, empower the mentors to go to their state broker teams, to use our closed mentor workplace group, which is like our Bible with each other. And so reporting and better reporting and tracking, this means better pairing, better matching, and we have a much better way. Like nothing was being tracked in 2018, 2019. If I show you guys like the numbers and how the pairing went, it was kind of crazy. And now we are on it, which is exciting. And so what does that mean? That means there's going to be increased compensation and increased incentives for mentors. So right now, you guys, when you attract a newer green agent to the brokerage, it is a 60-40 split for their first 3 deals, unless they are on a standard or mega team. That's what it is, right? 60 goes to the agent, 20 goes to EXP, 10% goes to the mentor, 10% goes to the mentor program. So when the compensation plan changes, it is going to be 65 for the new agent, 15% for the mentor, 20% to EXP for 3 deals. So I'm stoked about that. I don't know the exact date for the rollout, but obviously it has to happen across the board all at once. And of course, there are some lingering questions with what happens with the mentees who are in the program right now, who might be through deal 1, deal 2. Does the structure change for them? And again, EXP has to work through all of that stuff. But I do feel that compensation is very exciting. 65% going to the new agent is exciting because we know in other brokerages, it's just low. So 65% for me is exciting. 15% for me as a mentor is a great incentive, coupled with the incentive that if a mentee comes in without a sponsor, they're going to now come under me, coupled with new incentives to grow a mentor in their brand and in their recognition. We are going to leverage mentors by teaching them, getting them certified to teach in EXP world. So just like you have the Icon series where the icons teach, we have a mentor auditorium and we have the mentor series. And so what the goal is going to be as we roll through 2021 is that our mentors are going to be teaching courses in the mentor auditorium designed for our new and green agents. And it's very different from Fast Start, you guys. Fast Start is 14 classes designed to get you through your first 2 weeks in real estate. Many mentees go through Fast Start before even getting paired with their mentor because we've got a delay because we need mentors. We have such a shortage. So Fast Start sessions 101 through 104 are like all about the brokerage. It's onboarding. You guys should see the links in these slide decks. If you've ever wondered about onboarding a new agent, it's already done for you. Go take Fast Start 101 and 102. The links are all clickable for every single thing you need is in there, I swear. But Fast Start is really just that basics, just get you started until we get you with the mentor. So the mentor program in the mentor auditorium is going to be all kinds of mentors teaching, gifting their knowledge to new agents. We're going to be looking forward to some Spanish classes. We've got so many things in the works. Yep. It's my vision that EXP is going to become the best brokerage to foster the learning and growth of new and green agents. And that's what's going to drive us into the future. So I hope that will maybe motivate some people to become mentors. And I want to talk to anyone who's out there who's listening to me right now and is like, Beth, I don't have time. Like I'm spending my time attracting agents. Like I'm spending my time, going for Icon. I'm spending my time in production. Here's the deal. If you want to become a mentor, you are totally in control of what you do. So just like put on your rose-colored glasses for like a second. Imagine if 2,500 honey badgers committed to mentor 3 new agents in 2021. What would that do? We would teach 7,500 agents to be successful and to have a leg up in this business, regardless of market conditions. If 2,500 honey badgers committed to mentoring 3. If I had it my way, if you became an icon, one of the things you would have to do is mentor 1 agent. If every icon mentored 1 agent. And so I want to talk about becoming a mentor. So the application is in Enterprise, and there's a deal requirement. You go through the interview process and then you take your certification. But I just want to talk about the time commitment. You have a say. You don't have to mentor outside your downline if you don't want to. So a lot of people don't understand the process. Like when you're a mentor, you get an email, an urgent email comes into your inbox from the program, and it says, will you accept or decline this mentee? This has nothing to do with who the mentee is and whether or not you guys connect. This is only about you, the mentor. Do you have the time commitment to take on this mentee? If yes, click accept. If not, click decline. The program does not give a shit what your reason is. They don't care. But you have 48 hours to answer this email.
Gotcha.
And if you don't, this is why these mentees are sitting in the queue for so long, because we're having trouble pairing them. If you click accept as a mentor, you're saying, I've got time to take this person on. Then you have your discovery call with them. You do not sign your mentor-mentee agreement until you are certain that through that discovery call that you are the right fit. Mike Collier in his discovery call, he's a honey badger, he's one of the champion mentors. He says to his mentees, tell me what a successful partnership between you and I looks like. And I love that both parties define that in their discovery call. Dan Goodwin from Kansas City, another champion mentor, he says, I will match your commitment and effort and energy 100%. And this is going to prevent us from getting mentor burnout, right? So whatever you bring me, I am going to match. So if you have that discovery call, and PS, the discovery call, all the questions you should ask, this is all in our mentor resource guide, which I'll get to. We're going to drop a link to that. If you have the discovery call and you realize you guys aren't a right fit, you do not sign the mentor agreement. You simply email mentorprogram@exprealty.net. The mentee goes back in the queue and we keep it moving, right? So anyone who's in here who's a certified mentor who does not understand how to use the accept and decline button rapidly, you guys are preventing mentees from being paired more quickly. And we've got to get better at that.
Yeah.
For me, we succeed together or we don't succeed at all. We really do have a duty to these new and green agents. I can't say it enough. And I feel like, this company has given us all so much. This is our responsibility. Yeah. It really is. I hope that makes sense. So if you're a mentor, and I know that we've got a bunch of mentors out here. So if you're a mentor and you've never attended Mentor the Mentor, or you've never attended our monthly mentor mastermind, which is held by Curtis Dixon the last Wednesday of the month, and you don't hang out in our closed mentor workplace group, and you've never heard of the mentor resource guide, we are asking, and Curtis said this in our mentor mastermind last week, we're asking you to reconsider being a mentor. No one is debating whether or not you're a great real estate coach, but if you are not connected to the EXP opportunity, to world, to workplace, and to our resources, maybe you're not the best fit to mentor our new and green agents. So we create that culture of connectivity that we're looking to. And so the mentor resource guide, if you are a mentor and you've never heard of it, listen, guys, this is still judgment free. It's never too late. Let's get it together. This resource guide has every Trello board, Google Doc, a mentee tracking guide. It has every class that I taught, the videos, every document, everything we've ever done compiled into a neat and pretty package called the Mentor Resource Guide. It is pinned to the top of our workplace group. We also have a knowledge-based doc. And I also invite people to refamiliarize themselves with our Explore Guide. It's a living and breathing and working document. You can find the answers to everything you need to know about EXP in the Explore Guide. I'm convinced. So I hope that makes sense. And also, a million people are throwing out wrong email addresses. Okay, the word expand, it's over. It's 2019. Just leave it. We are the mentor program. The email address to reach out for anyone for support is mentorprogram@exprealty.net. That's mentorprogram@exprealty.net. Also, We've got 2 mentor liaisons sitting in the agent services. So if you walk your avatar right into our office, we've got Deborah Rinaldi and Courtney Kachi, and they're sitting in there waiting to help. If you're a mentor and you need a room or a space in EXP world to have a meeting or to collaborate with other mentors, go ahead in there and they will take care of you and help you out. If you're a mentee and you're experiencing difficulties or you want to change mentors, walk into agent services. There are so many people that are there waiting to help. You've just got to reach out.
Just walk your avatar right in there.
I mean, there's some rooms in there
that's a better way to put it. That's great. I love it.
There are some rooms in there. I was shown a room yesterday in the world that has these desks and computers, and you can actually load stuff on the computers in the desk, and it looks like classroom learning. And I hear we are getting a mentor lounge, kind of like a teacher's lounge in school, because mentors really need to vibe off of one another. It was very surprising for me that there was not a lot of mentor collaboration when I first joined the program. And I think that now, and we're going to relaunch the mentor classes soon. So I hope that everyone from here takes away that we've just got to help these new babies flourish.
Yeah, we do. When they throw that email out there, accept or decline, is there a way to let you know that if they have a sponsor or not? Because I know that would definitely change the behavior.
You know what? That's actually a great suggestion. So what happens is, let's say, it lists the person's name, it lists their regular email address, their EXP email address, because new agents are so overwhelmed. And oftentimes, if they do join a standard or mega team, there can sometimes just be a delay in the operational side of it. And so sometimes the system, it takes a while to catch up. I will say this, there is never, ever, ever going to be a list of mentors in every state made available to anyone ever other than the program staff. And this is to protect the privacy and the time of a mentor. And I want to kind of give an example why. So we have amazing honey badgers, Tasha and David Gwilt in LA.
Yep.
And so I am on the closed, I hope Tasha doesn't care that I'm saying this. I was on the closed workplace group. This is last week. And Tasha was like, I have 17 mentees. Like, what's up, LA? Like, where are the other mentors? So now I saw that. And now concurrently, somebody in Honey Badgers was like, who are the top mentors in LA? And of course, everyone's firing off names. So you can imagine mentors usually come with a servant's heart, and we have a hard time saying no. And there's a lot of overload. And so when people ask for lists of champion mentors, like, I get why you want it, but the program feels very strongly they're never going to release the names of the mentors. However, you're going to see over time, you'll see the champion mentors teaching in the mentor program in EXP world, and you'll be able to identify them. I know that there are people who still need mentoring after the 3 deals, and EXP has some forms already done that you can extend your agreement with your mentor if you feel that you need that. So I just want people to know that, but I do hear you, John, on that sponsor thing. That's on my notes, and I will definitely report that back to the program. Yeah. We tell a lot of mentors have trouble getting in touch with the mentees in the beginning. And I'm not going to lie, just to get that discovery call done. We tell a mentor to reach out for 2 weeks via text, smoke signal, however you can get through to them. If they can't get through, we then send them to their state broker. Gotcha. So, because also what's tough is when you're sponsoring people in another state, you often don't know, what to do. And so I invite everyone to really use Workplace, because when you go to every state group, the cover picture lists who the leaders are, who the state, and then you can just Workplace chat them all. So when you're sponsoring someone from a different state and you don't know who the mentors are, take an active role to make sure that they're on their way. And also they get a Connect concierge. Like, we've got 9 Connect concierges. Get them started on Fast Start. Get them started on KV Core while waiting to be paired with a mentor. It does suck, but right now there are some mentees waiting as long as 4 weeks.
Wow.
And that can't happen. Fast start or not, that can't happen.
Yeah.
That's a fail.
I think that the big thing, that you're sharing here is, it's just our responsibility to be better educated on kind of what EXP is doing to make sure that, the agents succeed.
Yeah. I mean, I really do feel this way. Like, so we know it. People say, oh, like KW, they're the best for education. No, they're not. No, they're not. They charge you so much money for it. And all I hear are newer agents who've been at K-Dubs for 6 months, 1 year. And they're telling me that it really comes down to that team lead and support. And what we're finding is, look, if you didn't have a rev share group, like if I didn't have the Honey Badgers, I was still going to be successful because of EXP.
100%.
My first 2 weeks in the company, I dialed into EXP world like I was back in college. So I was in there 8 hours a day, soaking up all of the knowledge that I could. And then I took it to the streets. And, within 6 weeks, I capped. Like I was not messing around. And so I took advantage of the opportunity. We can't force new agents to take action, right? We can lead them to water, but they've got to take the action, but we can connect them to every resource imaginable.
Yeah, 100%. I love that. And, Beth, as we're coming to the top of the hour here, couple things that, kind of come to mind. One, I know we've got to have somebody that is that informant ambassador for the Honey Badger group, as well as, as organizations are forming within the Honey Badger group. And so just be mindful of that. And, I know your plate's full. So if you're not down to be the informant, maybe you have a great recommendation who would be fantastic to keep us informed in the Honey Badger Nation. I know we could set something aside like this, once, every week, every other week, whatever your recommendation would be to educate us. We're the fastest growing organization at EXP for a reason, and we want to stay out in front of everybody as well and keep everybody as educated as possible. So definitely would love that recommendation. And then anything that, we covered a lot, we're going to drop the links, but anything that you really want to, make sure everybody takes home as we wrap up.
If you've got a new agent, try to, whether you're a sponsor or a mentor, I love this idea of a Sunday strategy session. Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern is Real Estate 101 in EXP world. It happens every Sunday, and in the first, second, third, fourth week of the month are different topics. And I always take that time to do what's called a Sunday strategy session to look at the EXP calendar and get my mentees on what classes they should be at. If you go to our Friday leadership meetings, they do the 4 featured EXP classes of the week. So I just really feel like every Sunday, get your new agents into Real Estate 101. If you can meet them in EXP world a half an hour early, it's nice and quiet at night in the world. You can just chill out and help them plan for the week ahead. I mean, John, you're like the biggest planner. This is what you preach.
Sunday planning.
Yeah. So that Sunday strategy session, it really works. Also, just, you guys know, if one person has a question, everyone has the same question. Start a closed group for all your past and present mentees and all the new agents you sponsor, because then you want to encourage them to help each other just the same way our accelerated and advanced agents are going to do with growing a team, scaling. You want to have the new agents helping each other out with, how do I negotiate this deal?
Wow, I love it, Beth. You're, tremendous resource, such a giver. One of the things that I want to kind of touch on, and maybe a way for these Honey Badgers to be able to give back to you. I know you're an advocate for the young cancer movement. I would love for you to kind of touch on that and any way that we can help.
Man, I was diagnosed with cancer when I was 26, and I was given a 52% chance of surviving 5 years. And a year and a half of chemo, 10 surgeries. My longest surgery was 17 hours. And I've buried 65 friends to this disease. And 2 weeks into my diagnosis, I was like, I never said, why me? I was like, why not me? And I launched into this global movement. I started an organization that educated women in 75 countries about breast reconstruction. I traveled around as a speaker, but the young adult cancer movement is really where I found my place. Age 18 to 39-year-olds were the most underserved population with cancer in the country. Do you know, if you're diagnosed with cancer in that age range today, we have a 25% higher chance of dying than we did in 1975. That's a shocker. And so there's an organization called First Descents. And First Descents, I'll drop a link on my page. You can catch me at Florida Moves with Beth. But First Descents is an outdoor adventure therapy program for young adults with cancer. And it teaches you that cancer will not, in fact, be the hardest thing that you have to overcome. And with this organization, I have done everything such as summiting Mount Hood, being on a glacier in Denali. It's the most transformative experience of your life. And it really does help you get your life back after cancer. I have to tell you, I still sweat the small stuff. I've been through hell and back, but I will say, like, I wake up every day with hope in my heart for a brighter tomorrow. And I hope to carry that with me through everything. So yeah, if you're into the movement, if you're looking for a new charity to get behind this year, see me in Workplace, see me on Instagram at Florida Moves with Beth. And I will you'll watch videos of this organization and just be like, oh my God, I want to be involved. This is the kind of stuff that dreams are made of.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I lost my mom. She was 39. And so it does have a tremendous impact, not only on, you and like my mom and everything, but also the ripple effect of the spouses and the kids and everything like that. So definitely something to get after, and definitely will connect with you after.
Love it.
Cool. Awesome. Beth, appreciate you. Thank you guys. Make sure to do all you can, stay educated, and let's keep pushing forward. See you guys. Thank you. Thanks, Beth.